So I woke up about 20 minutes ago, and I woke up to the headline: Hollywood actor Chadwick Boseman has passed away at home with his family at the age of 43. Now, as a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's hard not to immediately become selfish in the fact that we are never going to see him as T'Challa on the big screen again. It's impossible not to become selfish to never see him in a movie or TV show collaborating with new people and telling new stories. Selfish. It was like my immediate thought was grief, and my heart sank, and I felt like rocks in my throat. You know, when Black Panther was first announced, my mind was blown. You know, I grew up watching those like direct to DVD Marvel movies where it was like the next Avengers, and it was like all their kids, and there was a little there was the son of Black Panther. And I was just like, oh, it's so cool. I love that. I grew up with like little animatics, and maybe the Black Panther would show up here and there. I would read the Marvel Illuminati comics, and I was just like, this is such a cool character. You know, seeing him, just seeing him in action, he's just so. He's more than a superhero. You know, he's a king. He's a king of a place that is so above and beyond, what we can comprehend when it comes to a modern civilization. They're just so. When they announced it, I was so happy. And I never knew who Chadwick Boseman was. Like, I never heard of the actor. Later on, I would, realize that he was the actor that brought Jackie Robinson to life. But, and then you go and see Civil War, and you're introduced to T'Challa. Now, T'Challa was so much more than the Black Panther almost was. You know, he was so dignified. And there's a line that he spoke in that movie, and I'm paraphrasing, where he says, in my culture, death isn't the end after his father dies. So I truly am like thinking on the spot here. Like I have spent the last, since I woke up until I hit record, just scrolling through and reading messages on Instagram, and just my eyes were burning as tears swelled up. And he truly was one of the greats. He was so giving. Being diagnosed in 2016, he fought through making all of his recent movies. 21 Bridges, both Avengers movies, the Black Panther movie. He fought. He was a true fighter. I mean, imagine dealing with colon cancer. So incredibly painful. So incredibly draining on you. And suiting up every day, coming to set for these long hours to give the world an experience like none other. When I went and saw Black Panther in theaters for the first time, it was an experience that I have never had in a movie theater before. And I'm heartbroken that I'm never going to have it again with an actor like Chadwick Boseman leading the way. Being a white man, there's a lot of representation for me in movies. You know, the big three: Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. All three white dudes. But going and seeing Black Panther and being in the room full of majority black men and women and children, finally, there was Blade, right? There was Spawn. But in the modern day of superheroes are huge now. They are the blockbuster event of the summer. Like, being able to be there while they finally had some representation, becoming a billion-dollar movie, because finally black men and women, and especially children, were able to look up on the big screen and see their culture represented. You know, it was such a beautiful experience being, you know, one of, I think, like 5 white people in the audience, and just experiencing it. It was a whole new level of a movie going experience. And then hearing from my friends, you know, how the movie made them feel, and how, you know, Chadwick Boseman is just like their idol now, and how they'd seen it, you know, when me sing Spider-Man, you know, 12 times. They're like, you know, I've seen Black Panther 12 times, or even more, even less. Like, just I never expected. I feel like when you become a superhero, especially one that means so much, that you are like invulnerable now. Like, nothing can ever touch you. Like, you are the Black Panther. Like, anything will just ricochet off of you. You know, and it's so sad. It's so incredibly devastating that we are. I don't know what's in the pipeline. You know, I don't know if there's a performance of his last movie that's going to come out, but what I do know is just like, when it comes around for the Black Panther to suit up again, this is me being selfish, you know, totally 100% me being selfish, because there's so many other things happening in the world right now. Like, 2020 has been such a devastating year for so many reasons. But the next time the Black Panther is going to suit up, it's going to be somebody different. Whether it is somebody recasted as T'Challa or somebody completely different, Chadwick Boseman is never going to suit up as the Black Panther again. Children are going to have to wake up today and find out that their favorite superhero is dead. That absolutely breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart to hear that. 'Cause I couldn't imagine being a kid and waking up and being told Tobey Maguire has died, Spider-Man is dead. I couldn't imagine that would absolutely rock my world. And especially with everything going on right now, children are so confused and they're frightened at the world right now. And to wake up and find out that their favorite superhero is gone, it's so rough. It is so rough. I could continue rambling on forever. I really could, because there are so many things that are now going to have this domino effect for the next couple of days, and it's going to be even more devastating to read as people are waking up to this and the world is starting to come to grasps with his passing, and are going to start discussing and sharing stories and photos, and the news outlets are going to be having, stories running all day. Like this is going to be a very, very hard day for a lot of people in an already hard month and an already hard year.